If you want real peace, my dear friends, you have to go against your will. We find when Jonah was given a mission to go to Tarsus, Nineveh. Nineveh, he never wanted to go there because Nineveh is a capital of Assyria. And Assyria captured the Israelites and they were under the captivity in the exile. So they hated that land, and it was a huge land. And Jonah was asked to go there and preach about the doom. When they were in the height of prosperity, Jonah was asked to preach something otherwise. And he hated going there. That's why he went to Joppa and took a ship and went away from Nineveh, about 1,000 kilometers away from the land, from the will of the Lord. And what happened? He was going to Tarsus. But then that was his comfort zone. So what happened in the sea? There was a storm. This is exactly what would happen when you do your will, while you go against His will. Always, my dear friends, there's a cross when you want to do the will of the Father. That will is not soothing. It's not comforting. You have to tear your will, crush your will to do the will of the Father. But in the moment there was storm, the people were disturbed. They didn't know what to do. And they wanted to find out which God is against them. But Jonah was sleeping comfortably. And each one cried out to his God. But he was down and he was fast asleep. He was running away from the will of the Father, will of God. And he find his own comfort zones, like in our situations, my dear friends. So when you go away, you cannot stop the storm until you surrender your life to the will. He asks, "Come, let us cast lots." And it fell on Jonah. And they asked him, "Who are you? What happened? Why these things happening to you?" "I am a Hebrew and I fear the Lord, the God of heaven, who made the sea and the dry land." And then the men were exceedingly afraid and said to him, "What is this that you have done?" For the men knew that he was fleeing from the presence of the Lord, because he had told them. Then they said to him, "What shall we do to you, that the sea may quiet down for us?" For the sea grew more and more vigorous. He said to them, "Put me up and hurl me into the sea, and then sea will quiet down for you, for I know it is because of me." See the nature of the storm. However much they tried, nevertheless the men rowed hard to get back to the dry land, but they could not. Until you surrender your will to His will, there won't be peace, my dear friends. There won't be peace at all. That's exactly why the Lord is saying, the greatest commandment, you shall love the Lord your God with all your heart, with all your soul, with all your strength, with all your mind, and your neighbor as yourself. So the will of the Father is, He wants you in totality. He wants you completely. That's exactly why He wants you. That's exactly how He wants you. He wants you completely. Love Him with whole of your heart, mind and strength. So then only, my dear friends, then only you will find yourself. You will find the identity of you. There was this big fish prepared by the Lord to swallow Jonah. And he was in the belly of Jonah for 3 days. And then that fish, what happened? That fish vomited Jonah out upon to the dry land. to Nineveh. So that's how you find yourself. To say yes to Him at that moment is difficult. You have to crush your will, break your will. And then only once you give your consent to Him, you will feel that serenity within you. You will feel that calmness within you. The sea would be calmed, definitely. Then only in the calm water you can see things properly. Then only you will begin to love yourself as you are. You will begin to see yourself from the eyes of the Lord without judging you, without labeling you. Then only you can love your neighbor. And then this Sadducee asked, who is my neighbor? And then he said this parable, where a man was going down from Jerusalem to Jericho. It is a shortcut, but then it is a very dangerous journey. It is a foolish decision to make, to choose that road without any guard, without any preparation, my dear friends. Protection. That's exactly why he was robbed by the robbers. And then he was leaving him half dead. They took everything from him. And it's a mistake. It's a terrible mistake he did. But then there goes a priest from there. Now the chance, a priest was going down that road. And when he saw him, he passed by on the other side. So likewise a Levite. So he was, he must be going to Jerusalem. He must be coming from Jerusalem. Whatever it is. So he's lying half dead. So from afar, you cannot identify whether the person is dead or not. So if they touch a carcass, a dead body, he will be impure. So if he's going to the temple, he can't take part. A priest cannot take part in the priest life there for more than a week. And he is coming from Jerusalem, then he will be. If he is coming from Jerusalem, if he touches this dead body, he has to go back to Jerusalem for purification. And it's difficult. That's why it was a sacrifice. But then the Samaritan he found himself, he was comfortable. They cannot go to the temple. But then he found God. He found himself. That's why he was not busy. When all the other people went to the other side, he stopped by this man. He loved him. He sacrificed what he had. And he took trouble to give his time. Only you can do that when you find yourself in the eyes of the Lord, in the hand of the Lord. When you know time, God is more than time. God is more than money. God is more than my schedule. If you know that He is above them, only you can give your time to the other. Only then you can love the other person lavishly. So that's what happens when you find yourself, when your inside is calm. For that, you have to do the will by crushing your will, my dear friends. Amen. May God bless you.